What's going on, guys? I'm Derek.
I'm Cinnamon.
Hey, thank you for clicking on our video here. We're going to talk about a load we did expediting with a straight truck. So, this video is sponsored by
Hyfield.
If you are interested in doing what we do and driving one of these trucks for a living, reach out to Hyfield Trucking at the link and phone number in the video description. Let them know Truck and Travel sent you. Come on.
All right, we're starting this week out parked at a truck stop in New Jersey, and we ended up getting a load that picks up on Monday from Mebane, North Carolina. So there's quite a bit of deadhead there, and this load picks up there in North Carolina, goes all the way over in Plainfield, Indiana, back over in the Midwest. All right, Cinnamon, tell us about this load.
So this load has 5 pieces or 5 pallets to it and is weighing 3,004 pounds, which is a little bit heavy for us, not for most trucks, but for ours it is on the heavy side.
Well, it's not heavy for it. It's just we're not used to this much weight.
We're used to a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So this load that we're doing, it does have a requirement. It is a temperature load. So the set point for this one is 21 degrees Celsius, which is 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell them about what kind of miles we're looking at for the trip?
All right. That's a big deadhead. Remember, New Jersey going all the way to North Carolina just to pick it up. So if you... We'll just do the loaded miles. The loaded miles sound good. So that's 595 miles, but well, okay, we'll talk about the deadhead. Ends up being 1,019 miles total.
Dang.
All right, Cinnamon, break down the pay for this one.
So if we're just looking at that pay per loaded miles, which is a lot better number, then all the pay per miles would be $3.38. So, but since we have all those deadhead miles, Derek and I like to show the real numbers, which would include the deadhead miles too. So for this rate, we're looking at $1.97 per mile, which isn't bad. It still covers the, even the deadhead miles. But so this load was actually paying $2,008.90, and that was a load that we bid on. So they didn't offer it out at that price. We had to bid them in order to get up to that price. So
yeah, we probably bid like $2,000, but we're probably at the shipper for a long time, so they gave us a little bit more money. It ain't much, but $8.90, it all adds up.
And sometimes, when you're bidding, you kind of have to stand your ground, because if they're looking at somebody who's in the area at this, then the run miles just being 500 some, they're thinking $2,000 for that. That's like $4 a mile, you know. But we have all that deadhead, so we have to make sure that those miles are covered too. So always keep that in mind when you're bidding. So yeah.
All right, our next load picks up in Brooks, Kentucky on Wednesday, and it drops the next day, Thursday, in Olive Branch, Mississippi. All right, Cinnamon, tell us about this load.
So this load, very small load. This is what we're kind of used to. So this load is actually just 1 piece or 1 pallet.
Yeah.
It's 150 pounds. So those are the kind of weights that we're used to. This load is also a temperature load. So the set point is 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's on the colder side. What kind of miles are we looking at, Derek?
I'll say this, it's pretty funny because the box is like 20 foot long normally on these trucks, and you got all this space in just this one pallet.
Yeah.
So all right, our loaded miles on this one is 387 miles. If you include the deadhead, so all of the miles is 514.
That's not too bad.
No. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and tell us what that ends up being pay per mile.
Okay, so there shouldn't be too much of a difference, but if we're looking at just the run miles, then the pay per mile is $3.67 per those miles. But if you add in all the miles that were traveled, so that includes the deadhead, then it brings it to $2.77 per mile, which is great for us. Derek and I have a personal goal of $2 per mile. So that's what we try and get at least. So for it being $2.77, that's good. This was also a load that we did bid on, and it was paying $1,422.
Yep. All right. All right, so the last one dropped on Thursday, and we got another one that picks up the same day on Thursday. This one picks up not that far away, just the next door neighbor in the other state there, Memphis, Tennessee, and it's going all the way over to Dunlap, Tennessee. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and tell us about this one.
So this one has more pallets, 5 pallets or pieces. But still not too heavy for 5 pallets. It's 952 pounds, or 982, sorry, pounds. This actually has no requirements. It's not hazmat or temperature or anything like that.
Yeah.
So very easy load. What miles are we looking at, Derek?
All right, the loaded miles on this one is 313 miles, but if you include the deadhead, which isn't that much, it's 330 miles. So it wasn't that much more. And I will say, after this load, we just stayed in Memphis, Tennessee, and in hopes of getting another load. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and break down the pay per all miles and all that jazz.
Okay, so this one shouldn't be too much of a difference either. If we're looking at just the run miles, then the pay for those miles is $2.88. And then if we're including the deadhead in that, then the pay per mile is $2.73 for all miles. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this load was another load that we did bid on, and it paid $900 for a very short, load and everything, which was nice.
Yeah. All right, for week 28, this is what we did. The total amount of miles.
Hey!
All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and tell them. That's yours. All right.
That's my line. So the total amount of miles that we did for this week was 1,863 miles.
Yep. All right, the pay per all miles that we did for this week is $2.32.
So the total amount that we brought in for the 3 loads was $4,330.90.
Yep. Well, hurry up and get done. My hands are froze.
My face is feeling like, ouch.
All right, now for our career totals and averages after week 28. The total amount of loads we've done so far is 78.
The total amount of freight weight that we have hauled is 78,565 pounds.
The total amount of pallets or pieces that we've had in the box is 186.
The average weight per load is 1,007 pounds.
The total amount of miles we've done so far is 66,065.
The average mile per week that we have driven is 2,359 miles.
All right, now our average pay per week is $5,405.73.
Total gross that we brought to this truck so far in the first 28 weeks is $151,360.43, and we're trying to hurry because our faces are freezing.
If you want to figure out what we get from all that, you take that amount and you times it by 0.38, and that's what we get as a team, and we get to split that up, and that's before tax. All right, now the pay per all miles that we're averaging is $2.29. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
I can't talk pretty soon because my face is frozen, like where it hurts to like raise your cheeks.
We're still slightly sick. This is like the worst ever. I was sick, got better, got sick again. Cinnamon's sick. We're at the tail end of it. We're almost better. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.
On to the next one.
On to the next one.
Bye.